Hey guys, this is Mr. Fresh. Today is Monday, May 18th. What that means is we are at the beginning of our second to last week of school. I know, we're already almost at the end. We have Monday, Wednesday, Friday of this week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday of next week, and that's it. So we'll be talking about some things going along with CIS and things to look forward to, stuff that we'll try to do to kind of close up the end of this year. So just make sure you keep working on some things, get our assignments done, get caught up so that you can be ready for fifth grade. It's almost here, guys. Okay, so a couple special days for today, Monday, May 18th. It's Cheese Souffle Day, No Dirty Dishes Day, which hopefully if any of you guys are the ones that have to do the dishes, that you'll get those done so you have no dirty dishes today. And then Visit Your Relatives Day. Now, of course, that's a little bit tougher right now as it is just because of what we have going on. We can't really do those things. So just, I guess, maybe try to call, maybe try to do this kind of virtual seeing some of your relatives if you can't, just to celebrate them. All right, our quote for the day. Let me find it. All right, I like this one. Okay, so it says, though we travel the world over to find the beautiful, we must carry it with us, or we find it not. So that's from Ralph Waldo Emerson. Though we travel the world over to find the beautiful, so we're traveling, we're looking, searching everywhere to find the beautiful, we must carry it with us, or we find it not. Which means that to be able to discover those things, to find it, we have to also carry some of that beautiful within us. And that doesn't mean just like, ooh, I look pretty, ooh, I look beautiful. No, not like that. What they're saying is like to discover, to find these incredible things, there has to be a piece of us that's really searching for it, that we have these good hearts, that there's a pureness of what we're trying to do with finding these things, and that's how we can truly find it. So though we travel the world over to find the beautiful, we must carry it with us, or we find it not. Alrighty, so some things that you should see on this first assignment today that I'm pretty excited about is that last Friday, May 15th, a new Scooby-Doo movie came out called Scoob. Now, I don't know about you guys, but even though he's not Disney, even though he's not Marvel, Scooby has really been my all-time favorite cartoon character my whole life. I have something to show you guys too. I have had this Scooby-Doo plush for as long as I can remember. I had to have been really little when I first got this Scooby-Doo plush toy, because it's getting old, but Scooby-Doo. So I saw the new movie. I loved it. Hopefully, if you guys have a chance to get it and watch it as well, you do that because it's awesome. But because of how much I love Scooby-Doo, I had this idea to have these last couple weeks for us to kind of focus on a specific type of writing. And we can read these books and we can write stories that involve mysteries. So Scooby-Doo and the Mystery Incorporated gang, the whole premise of the show and the movies is that they're solving mysteries. They're trying to unravel the clues and the mysteries behind these ghosts and monsters, and are they really ghosts and monsters, or are they just a person pretending to be something? And most of the time, they usually will uncover that it's some bad person who wanted to keep people away from their gold, or they were trying to scare people away so they wouldn't discover this. And the Scooby-Doo and the gang, they usually can figure out how to capture these people and uncover what they were trying to do. And so for a long time, because of this show, I have always loved reading mystery stories, and I've always enjoyed writing stories that kind of have a little mystery to them as well. So what we're going to be doing is, for writing, our focus is today and probably some the rest of this week, we're going to talk about things that make a good mystery writing, a good mystery story. And so one of my examples that I'm going to share with you guys, and I'm going to read parts of this book throughout this week, probably going into next week as well, is a short mystery story. So a series of books I have always liked is Cam Jansen. Cam Jansen. So if you guys have read stories about her, her stories are about Cam Jansen. She's a girl who has like a photographic memory. So she can look at something, she can see it, she closes her eyes and usually says, what? Do you guys remember the word that she says? She'll usually say click, like a camera, and then that has that image saved in her brain. So then if she wants to look at it again, she just closes her eyes and says click, and she can pull up those pictures and see things, find clues. And so a lot of times she's solving different mysteries. So this is called Cam Jansen and the Mystery Writer Mystery. So I thought this would be a perfect book, because my goal by the end of these last 2 weeks of school is that you guys will have a chance to actually be a mystery writer. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to be reading just probably 2 chapters each day. So by next week, we'll get to kind of hear how the story unfolds. All right, Cam Jansen and the Mystery Writer Mystery. These are by David A. Adler, and they're illustrated by Joy Allen. Chapter 1. I can solve it, Barry Blake says at the start of each book. I can solve any mystery. He's so smart, Cam Jansen told her mother. He's strong, too. He once lifted the front of a truck just to find a clue. Yes, Mrs. Jansen said. But do you remember what else he always says? I can solve any mystery and be home in time to help Mom with dinner. He's a very good son. It was a cold, rainy December night. Cam and her mother were on their way to school. It was the night of the yearly book fair. So here's a picture. It's the night of the yearly book fair. Jim E. Winter, the author of Cam's favorite books, the My Name is Blake Mysteries, would be there. It's so difficult to drive in this weather, Mrs. Jansen said, and leaned forward. With all this rain and the cold, it's hard to see out. The car windows are all fogged up. There's a picture of them driving in the rain. Cam's mother was stopped at a traffic light. She took a tissue and wiped the inside of the front window. Did you ever see a picture of Jim E. Winter? She asked Cam. Yes, there's one on the back of each of his books. I bet there's no fog on your memory, Mrs. Jansen said. Tell me what he looks like. Cam closed her eyes. She said, "Click." Then Cam said, "I'm looking at a picture of Jim E. Winter. He's really young. He has a dark, bushy mustache and lots of dark, wavy hair." The light changed to green. Mrs. Jansen drove slowly. Cam said, "In the picture, he's wearing a polka-dotted bow tie and a striped shirt." Cam has what people call a photographic memory. She remembers just about everything she's seen. It's as if she has a camera and a file of pictures in her head. Cam said, "Click," again. On the cover beneath the picture, Cam said with her eyes still closed, is lots of information. It says, Jim E. Winter was once a police detective. He's written more than 100 books. He lives near a forest and has a dog named Jake. When Cam wants to remember something she's seen, she closes her eyes and says, "Click." Cam says it's the sound her mental camera makes. Cam's real name is Jennifer, but when people found out about her amazing memory, they called her the Camera. Soon, the camera became just Cam. Mrs. Jansen was just about to turn onto the school's front drive. "We're finally here," Mrs. Jansen said, "and I'm glad. It is not easy driving in the rain." Cam opened her eyes. "Mom, be careful," Cam said. "Someone is walking just ahead." Mrs. Jansen stomped on the car's brakes. She waited for the man to cross the road. Then she drove past the front of the school to the side parking lot. "Button your coat," Mrs. Jansen told Cam when she stopped the car. "Put on your rain hat." Mrs. Jansen took an umbrella from the back seat. She opened it. Then she and Cam hurried into the school. There was a large mat by the door. Cam and her mother wiped their shoes. A sign directed them to hang their coats in room 17. Mrs. Jansen closed her umbrella. She and Cam hung their coats, hats, and umbrella in room 17. Beth Kane and her father were in the room too. "Hi, Cam," Beth said. "Hello," Beth's father said and shook Cam's hand. "It's nice to see you again." Cam smiled. "Thanks." Mr. Kane shook Mrs. Jansen's hand. "Your daughter's amazing," he said. "You must be so proud of her." Mrs. Jansen smiled. "And Cam has told me how nice and smart Beth is." Then, as they were about to leave the room 17, Danny and his parents entered the school. "Hey, there's Cam Jansen," Danny told his parents. "She's the clicking girl. And there's Beth. She's the girl who never likes my jokes." Beth told Danny, "No one likes your jokes." "Hey," Danny's father said, "I'm Mr. Pace, and you'll like my jokes. Here's one. What do you get from nervous hens?" "I know that one," Danny said and laughed. "The answer is scrambled eggs." Then Danny asked his father, "Do you know Snow White's father's name?" "It's Egg White." "Now the yoke is on you, Dad." "Do you get it? The yoke is on you." "That's enough jokes," Danny's mother said. "Let's just hang up our coats." "Wow," Beth said as she, Cam, and their parents walked into the hall. "Danny's father tells bad jokes, too." "Welcome," Dr. Prowl, the school's principal, said. "We have books for everyone. The book fair is in the gym." The doors to the gym were open. Cam, Beth, and their parents went in. They stood there for a moment and looked at the many tables. On each was a pile of books and a sign so people would know what kind of books were on the table. "I'm looking for history books," Mrs. Jansen told Cam. "You can look by yourself, but please don't leave this room." "I want to meet Jim E. Winter," Cam said. Beth said, "Me too. I love his mysteries." "Stay with Cam," Mr. Kane told his daughter. "I'm going to look at the biographies." Children and their parents were looking at books. There were small children, too, running between and under the tables. "There he is," Beth said and pointed. "He's in the back of the gym right by the wall." Cam looked across the gym. An old bald man with a white bushy mustache was sitting by a table at the far end of the gym. A long line of children were waiting for him to sign their books. "That man is bald. That can't be Jimmy Winter," Cam said. "I saw a picture of him with dark wavy hair and a dark mustache." Beth said, "You must have looked at an old picture of him." "Yes," Cam said. "It must have been a very old picture." Cam looked at the many people waiting to meet Jimmy Winter. Each had a "My name is Blake" mystery for him to sign. "Well," Cam said, "I don't care what he looks like. I don't care how old he is. I just want to meet him." So there he is, sitting at that desk waiting for books to sign. Chapter 2. "I'm getting Jim E. Winter's newest mystery," Cam said. "I want him to sign it. Then I want to read it." Cam looked at the many tables and signs in the gym. There were tables with easy-to-read books, biographies, cookbooks, mysteries, other fiction, and riddle and joke books. Danny and his father were at the riddles and jokes table. There was a table in the middle of the gym with books by Jimmy Winter. That's where Cam and Beth went. Many children and their parents were there. Cam and Beth had to wait to get close to the table. Beth picked up a book. "This is number 27. My name is Blake and the Scary Movie Mystery," Beth said. "It's the newest one." Cam took a copy of the Scary Movie Mystery. Then she found a copy of Jimmy Winter's first book, My Name is Blake and the Diamond Rattle Mystery, and took that too. "Hey," Danny said, "look at all the joke books I found." He had 4 books. His mother, Mrs. Pace, was with him. "My dad has even more," Danny said, and pushed close to the table. "Now I'm getting a Jimmy Winter book." Cam found another Jimmy Winter book she had not read. Now she had 3 books. She went to the end of the line to get her book signed. The line went down the middle of the gym. Beth, Danny, and Danny's mother got on the line right behind Cam. "This is a long line," Danny said, "and I know just what to do so we don't get bored waiting. I'll tell jokes." "Please don't," Beth told him. "Danny," Mrs. Pace said, "save the jokes for Dad. He likes them." Danny opened a joke book. He read a joke and laughed. "Are you sure you don't want me to tell you this one? It's really funny." "Yes," Beth said, "I'm sure." "We'll look for Eric," Cam said. "That's what we'll do while we wait. He told me he would be here. I know he wants to meet Jimmy Winter." Cam looked across the gym. It was crowded. Lots of people were looking at books. Cam's mother was still standing by the history table. She was holding an open book and reading it. Beth's father was by the biography table. "There he is," Beth said. "Eric is by the easy-to-read table. One of his sisters is with him, but I'm not sure which one." Eric has twin sisters, Donna and Diane. Cam waved to Eric. He saw her and waved back. Danny's father came over. He was holding a large stack of books. "Give me your joke books," he told Danny. "I'll pay for them and put them in the car. Then we can get more." Danny gave him his joke books. "Waiting is boring," Beth complained. "This line isn't even moving." "Yes, it is," Danny said. "The back of the line is moving. It's getting longer. Even more people are waiting to get their books signed." Some children from the front of the line walked past. "He wrote 'Happy Reading, Virginia,'" one of the children said. "He signed it. Detective James E. Winter." Cam and everyone behind her took a few steps forward. Cam said, "If we read our books while we wait, we won't be bored." Cam opened My Name is Blake and the Scary Movie Mystery. She started to read it to herself. In the first chapter, Barry Blake is waiting in a long line too. He and his mother are waiting to see a scary movie. Then, just as they are about to buy tickets, a woman comes to the ticket office. "Someone stole my purse," the woman in the book says. "I was watching the movie and someone stole it." "Don't worry," Barry Blake tells her. I'll find your purse. I'll solve this mystery. I'll solve it fast and be back in time to see the movie. After the movie, I'll go home in time to help my mom prepare dinner. In the second chapter, Barry Blake walks into the theater. The woman shows him where she was sitting. The people in line ahead of Cam moved up. Cam and the others moved one step closer to Jimmy Winter. I'm still bored, Beth said, and closed her book. What's taking so long? Cam stepped off the line. She looked at the table. He's not just signing books, Cam told Beth and Danny. He's talking to people. He's posing for pictures. Eric, his sister Diane, and their father walked over. Hi, Eric said. Are you waiting for Jim Winter? No, Beth told him. We're waiting for Jim E. Winter. Don't forget the E. The line moved again. Cam and the others took a few steps forward. Now they could hear Jimmy Winter. He thanked a girl for reading his books. What is your name? He asked. Gina, the girl answered. Jimmy Winter signed her book. Cam and the others took one more step forward. It was their turn to meet the author. Just then, Danny's father came back. He was wearing his raincoat and carrying an umbrella. Both were wet. He was also carrying a large bag of books. He hurried to the front of the line. It's gone, he told his wife and Danny. I paid for the books, then I went outside to put them in the car, and the car was gone. And that's where we're going to stop. That was the end of chapter 2. All right, so as you can see, this is kind of the start of the mystery. So Danny's dad went to go put the books away out in their car, and the car was missing. It must have been stolen. Okay, so we're going to talk about it more in a little bit in the writing section, how to have a mystery story. What are things that you need to include, things about the characters. We're going to start talking about that during writing. And then starting today, we're going to start working on creating our mystery stories. All right, so keep working today, guys. If you have questions, email me. I'll see you at 1 o'clock today for our Google Meet. All right, talk to you later, guys. Bye.